there's some parts with Morph, and Morph will turn into people like in front of Wolverine. That's like, hey, I don't know if that's cool or not. I mean, so there's some strange parts like what is it? He turned to Jean Grey, I think, once and like made this whole soliloquy. It's a little.
Isn't that Mystique's thing?
We're on the nice list, right?
Yeah, no. That's what I said. There's some weird part, but here was the thing that I liked about it, that I loved about it.
You sure you're not watching like Triple X-Men or something?
I mean, I would be
Triple X, like on like Pornhub or something.
No, I know what no. So
this is really okay.
I was giving it's an honest. I enjoyed it though.
You're listening to the Magic Our Way podcast with Kevin, Danny, Eli, and Rachel. Oh, I love the way their foul little minds work. Yeah.
Jumbo, everyone.
Harambe.
And welcome to another edition of
The Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way. Magic Our Way.
The Magic Our Way podcast.
They are truly magical and whatnot.
Asante Sana, everyone. You're listening to the Magic Our Way podcast from New Orleans, Louisiana. And on this show, we invite you to feel the libation.
Feel it.
We are artistic buffs and not artistic cream puffs. This is a show in which every opinion is welcome. MagicOurWay.com is where you can find us. For this episode, we present our Disney Naughty and Nice list, our version of a year in review. How about that? And look, this isn't your typical polished practice Pixie Dust and Disney podcast. No way. We are not in the parks today watching Disney Christmas Day Parade because, number one, we're not in the parks every day. Number two, they recorded that sucker weeks ago.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah,
Rachel was there.
Rachel was there.
Yes. But she wasn't allowed to watch it.
No, she couldn't watch it at all. No,
not a good enough actress yet, Rachel.
And I was also run over in the bathroom.
Oh, that's right.
Rachel got run over
by
in the bathroom.
Florida Gator.
Oh Lord.
By a cheerleader.
Cheerleader from University of Florida Gators.
No, let's be clear here. It was the University of Central Florida. I'm not going to
UCF.
to Gainesville.
Boo, you see it. That's right, Kev. That's because we're just here to drink, talk some Disney, and tell you if Disney has been naughty, nice, or just fiscally responsible.
Now that's going to be something to check into.
Fair enough.
Diversify.
That's it. Switch up, move up, pivot. And you listeners have the easy part. All you guys have to do is to listen up to what we think up while we drink up.
My name is Kevin.
And I'm Danny.
I'm Eli.
And I'm Rachel.
And look, the easiest way to support us, to book a vacation with Rachel, and a little piece comes back to support us. Also, please leave a rating and a review on Apple Podcasts and wherever you access our show. And be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications so you never miss an episode of the Magic RE podcast. Also, we want to thank our Patreon supporters for all that they do for us. And before we get into it, we want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, because today, in a rare occasion, is when our release date corresponds with a holiday.
Yeah.
It's Christmas Day when we drop this episode, and we're sticking to our schedule.
Yeah, and a happy first day of Hanukkah.
Oh, yeah. Happy first day of Hanukkah.
Yes.
There you go. All that fun.
All that fun. All
yes.
the Kwanzas, all that.
Whatever holiday you celebrate, we celebrate it with you.
Yeah. Krampus. Not Krampus. What is that? The thing with the pole and the...
Festivus.
Festivus. Yes.
Festivus.
Airing grievances.
Yes.
All
We're
that.
recording this on Festivus.
We are.
I got a lot of problems with you people.
Oh, Rachel's going to air her grievances. Go, Rachel. These motherfuckers start so late. I swear they say 7 and it's always...
Tell you.
So look, Al, enough of our jibber jabber. Let's go talk about our naughty and nice list. Here we are on the hub, our main topic segment of the show. And as I mentioned, for this final release of 2024, we are doing a little twist on the year in review thing, which a lot of podcasts do, but we're actually creating a naughty or nice list, reflecting back on Disney and the company as a whole in 2024. And each of us have compiled our own naughty and nice lists, and we're going to kind of hear what each one of us says. And then at the end, we're going to figure out in 2024 if Disney was naughty or if they were nice. Would Tally the Elf call Disney naughty or nice? And this is, in fact, in response to all that, which I'll talk about later when we do the naughty list. about all that kind of stuff. But yeah, with the hoopla with Tally the Elf and stuff. So yeah, we're going to start with the naughty list and then put those together. And while you're at home, if you're playing the home game, go ahead and put together your list and see how many we have. I've asked this question in the Mohican Pleasure Island Facebook group, or the Magic Our Way Pleasure Island Facebook group. I'm still calling it by the old name. Naughty list. Here we go.
All right.
I'll go ahead and start with one that I already put in that group, because
Okay.
I did pose this question a few days earlier to the Mohicans. But one of my naughty things, and if you heard me on the previous shows with my trip report, the 5+2, I did the Mickey pretzel as a naughty snack that I can't order anymore. If you remember, it was way too salty, and the cheese served with it doesn't even hide the fact that it's fake cheese, and the pretzel itself is mid. So just not a good snacking experience whatsoever.
I get that.
Would not waste a credit on it, or if there's snack credit or whatever it is. Is it a snack credit or is it? I guess it's a snack credit.
Yeah, it's still a snack credit, but it's also expensive. Like if you pay cash, I think it's close to $10.
Yes, that's
how would
there. You
that-
go.
Yeah.
There's another. I'm not paying $10 for a extremely salty, raise my blood pressure and crappy ass cheese.
Fake cheese, that's wrong.
Fake cheese is just wrong.
That's just wrong for
like
$10.
synthetic. Don't like it.
Terrible.
So that's on my naughty list. Boom.
I can see that.
All right, who's got one they want to throw on the list? On the fire of naughtiness, the
I'll
embers.
jump in. We're talking about expensive food at Walt Disney World. And so I had on my list the Cake Bake Shop.
Oh.
Yes. There you
Boo,
go.
cake bake.
I know. I'm frustrated by the prices, but also it's such a cool space. You know, it's that big space. It's got a great location on the boardwalk. I feel like there's so many other things they could have done with that space instead of giving us a way overpriced dining experience. So that's why the Cake Bake Shop is on my naughty list. It's just such a great real estate. And I just feel like they're not using it very well. It is very pretty inside. I've seen pictures now that it's open. And people are mostly happy, I guess, with the food, but the prices are just outrageous. So
Yeah.
no, thank you.
I guess you have to be happy for paying that price.
Oh, agree. Satisfaction should come guaranteed. Yes.
Yeah, you're paying for it.
Yeah, just to go along with that, shout out to Greta. She slides into our Instagram DMs and she does share that fact that the Cake Bake Shop is just so very expensive. She sent us messages before, which I haven't had a chance to relate to you guys. But yeah, she corroborates that story.
Well, y'all are right. I mean, it's unholy as far as I'm concerned.
unholy.
It's an abomination. No, I mean, look, no, it's Disney doing this thing where it's just, well, it's not really Disney, but I mean, still like overpriced food items, like we're already getting pinched. We're already getting squeezed for every last time. You got to do it at a cake bake shop.
Well, it's kind of like the tube of toothpaste. You got to roll it up, and
Yeah.
every little inch you got to.
Just squeeze and squeeze.
And I feel like it's one thing when it's at a character meal. And so like, yeah, you're paying too much for the food, but you're also paying for the experience. Or like Hoopty Do Review, like it's expensive, but you're paying for the experience too. So whatever. But this is like just food.
Yeah. Well, following up on that, I'll go next then. I've got another food related issue that landed them on my naughty list, and that's the reopening of 1900 Park Fair with a bunch of hodgepodge Frankenstein's monster kind of creation of different characters that have absolutely nothing to do with the Grand Floridian. I mean, replacing the defining characters of the Grand Floridian and Mary Poppins and Alice in Wonderland with a bunch of characters like Mirabelle and Tiana and Aladdin. And it's like, what do these have in common with one another? And to me, I mean, it killed the excitement of going to 1900 Park Fair ever again.
Yeah.
I like that one. I have yet to go. Has anybody? I don't think anybody's gone since it's reopened.
Well, it's so expensive. Like, why? No, it's not worth it anymore.
We thought about going in April, but we just couldn't justify the price. It was just so much money. It's going to be like a couple $100 for us to have breakfast.
It's a lot of those buffets. I think they're super, super expensive now.
Yes. And that's
Characters,
true.
yeah.
And
Ouch. Yeah.
so it's like, if I'm going to go to one, I want it to be one I'm really excited about.
And
There
this
you go.
doesn't do anything for me.
No, not
at
anymore.
all.
Especially with Tiana and her little bayou. What was like? She looked like she was riding a horse. Like it's supposed to be swamp attire or something.
Oh,
but
right.
she looks like she's
That's
a
like
jockey.
her adventure outfit.
Yeah.
Swamp chic.
Like you're
Yeah.
supposed to be on safari, but
But she's in the middle of a classy hotel. None of it makes a damn bit of sense.
Dogs and cats living together.
Mass
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 hysteria.
hysteria. That's right.
Absolutely.
All right, Eli.
Yeah, speaking of mass hysteria, mine is not food related, but it's still about tying up things in the bundle. And the first thing I have is the Disney Plus mixed with Hulu, mixed with the ESPN plus bundle. Now, why would that be a naughty thing for me? Is because one, I don't know how any of it works. I have 2 of them, but I got Hulu from like having a T-Mobile account. And then like I got Disney Plus when we first, had it. But I don't know how I could get ESPN because that seems to be like a separate thing.
Yeah.
But it's a bundle. So how do I get a bundle if I have 2 out of 3? Like, it's very confusing
It
for me.
is.
2/3 of a bundle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got quarter bundle.
They, about a month ago, I think it was early November. So a little more than a month ago, all of a sudden I'm watching TV and I get a notification on my phone that I've been charged $159.99.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I'm like, what the hell? What did I buy? And I looked into it, and it was just them re-upping 1 more year of ad-free Disney Plus. No Hulu, no ESPN, just Disney Plus by
Wow.
itself with no ads was $160. And I'm like, oh, hell no. I know too many people, paying less, and they're getting everything.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I mean, granted, you might have to deal with ads, and then right after that, they release all their Black Friday deals where it's like, oh, yeah, you can pay $2.99 a month. Like, oh, really? Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
I'll do that. Like, I'm sorry, Disney Plus, I like it. I just don't spend a whole lot of time on there because a lot of it is kid related. It's not like Netflix or Amazon Prime where there's like a really good blend of stuff. It's mostly kid related.
Yeah, material.
content.
Yeah. And the Hulu part of it I have, but I can't even watch certain things that I would watch before Disney took Hulu. Like there's a show I watched, like this court cam where they show all these crazy people trying to escape from, their court, like sentences and stuff like that. It's great stuff. But they cut like 2 seasons out of it. So I'm like, well, great. I got ripped out of that. And then I was having a conversation with someone at a Christmas party because I still like UFC. And I was like, oh, yeah, UFC. That would be on ESPN Plus. So I was talking to this fan. I'm like, is that worth getting? And he's like, no, not really, because the main pay-per-view events are still on pay-per-view.
Exactly.
So it's like,
yeah.
well, wait. So I get a fight pass to not see any fights I want on the ESPN Plus bundle for Hulu that cuts some of the shows in half. That's on the Disney Plus bundle that costs more money than I need to pay for. And I'm still confused because I still don't know how to get the whole bundle. So yeah, naughty.
You get the exclusive fantasy football advice.
Yeah, there you
the
go.
really good advice.
The good advice.
Yes.
Good.
Mickey Mouse comes out and says, your team sucks.
Have a magical day.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yes, that'll be mine.
Nice.
Yeah, it is a lot of money, and they do offer those. I have the Black Friday deal, like you were saying, the Hulu bundle with Disney Plus. We do not have ESPN though, so we just have the 2 bundled together. But the issue that I have is it's only on the ad version, and I, like you were saying, my kids like the content and they want to download it and watch it when we travel. And so you can't download if you have the ad version. It won't allow you to do downloads.
Oh, wow.
So you have to have Wi-Fi to watch it. So it's kind of a bummer when we're on a flight and there's no Wi-Fi. Or I just don't want to buy the Wi-Fi because it's not that long. So anyway,
When the
not
Wi-Fi
my favorite
works.
either. Yeah,
I can't
right,
even
right.
cast mine. I forgot about that. I can't even cast Disney Plus to my television. I don't know why. It'll come up and then it knocks itself
Just doesn't
off.
work.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I was more than happy to go without Disney Plus. And I'm like, you know what? One day I'll just renew it for 1 month and then catch up on some stuff and then cancel it right away and just start doing it like that. But when I saw the Black Friday deal, I'm like, okay, I can do that. But I don't know how much longer I'm going to do it because I mean, this is just highway robbery. I mean, they don't have. If you put Hulu and Disney Plus together, maybe then you can justify $160 a month for ad-free content. But you can't justify that with just Disney Plus, I don't think.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
That's a
fair.
lot. Cool. All
Back
right.
to you, Kev.
Yeah, back to me. So the next thing I'm going to put up that happened earlier this year is a D23 Expo and Fortnite shenanigans.
Oh, that
Oh.
was so bad.
That's a show.
I raced
Yeah.
home from a meal at Vincent's to watch that thing, and that was god awful.
Yeah, I was logged
Ugh.
into the whole Fortnite, the Xbox thing, online thing, and then into Fortnite, and I took my seat. My little character took the seat. I was jumping around. Nothing happened. And I was like, I know things are being released. So then I found a YouTuber that was going live, and I just watched that. And still, there was nothing that was happening in Fortnite. I'm like, this is silly. I don't quite understand. It was so bad.
It was really terrible, and waiting around for that. And then you only got the Fortnite presentation.
That's it.
That was it. That was what you were waiting around for, was for them to get to Fortnite. And I mean, I'll double down on that. Yeah, just the idea that the average public could not watch it.
Agreed. That's
Right.
what I was gonna say.
Right. Yeah. That nobody. I love watching that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was
same.
great. We would put it up on the TV from YouTube, and usually it was in the morning LA time, so it'd be like kind of mid-morning for us, and we would like have a late breakfast, drink coffee, watch the presentation. I like looked forward to it. It was such a bummer they didn't do it.
Yep. No, I totally agree. That was something unique and special for this year
Yeah.
Yeah,
with D23 Expo that deserves to be on my naughty list.
absolutely.
Yeah, agreed. I was messed up.
Yep.
Rachel?
My next one is the Disney dining plan. It returned in January of this year, if people remember, and it went up in price and they reduced some of the benefits. And I just don't think it's a very good value for most people anymore. It used to be, I used to be able to make it a good value, but now pretty much what I ask people is if you will drink alcohol with every meal and you will pretty much go to a character meal or order the most expensive thing on the menu everywhere you go.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way to make money on the dining plan. And if you have kids over 10
There you go.
that can't drink,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
then you're kind of out of luck because you're going to have a hard time making up the value of what they can't drink.
Right.
Mhm.
If you have no kids, then it's a value. I mean,
Yeah. Or I guess if you're doing like the quick service where you can like order the drink for you, you know what I mean? Like if I ordered my daughter an adult quick service meal and then we just took the alcoholic beverage that comes with her meal and then she had, like water or something, or we just paid for a drink out of pocket or something, then I guess, but now you're talking about you're having like 2 drinks at dinner. Not that that's like the worst thing in the world, but
not on vacation, no.
right. But still, and maybe you don't want to do that all week and all that jazz. So
I wouldn't have even thought about it until you suggested doing that. I'm like, wow, they don't come in and say, no, I'm sorry, sir. This is her meal plan and she's underage. You can't have the alcohol. Like, I didn't even think that you could take your kids alcoholic beverage.
yeah, quick service for sure you can because they don't know. You're just
Okay.
at the table.
Ah.
And sometimes at the table service restaurants, people, like a server might get kind of picky about it. But a lot of time, if you say like, hey, we're going to pay for her soda out of pocket and we're going to just, bring the extra drink to me or whatever. Like a lot of time they'll let you do it.
Mm.
But, it's not very functional. And if you have multiple kids on over 10, then now you have multiple people you have to try to do that with. Anyway, it's just, I don't know. I just don't think it's very useful anymore. I know like in some of the wrap up stuff that Disney did with travel agents, they talked about like the dining plan isn't being sold, enough, or that, they were kind of disappointed. And I like, you got to make it a better value if I'm going to sell it to people.
Right.
Absolutely.
No, totally makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. So mine's second naughty list item is something that I am very upset by, and that's the cancellation of Dr. Facilier.
Mm.
Ah.
Mhm.
First, you open Tiana's Bayou Adventure, and there's no Dr. Facilier in there whatsoever. But they try to get around it by saying, "Oh, well, this took place after the movie. Like villains don't ever come back." Emperor. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, you open Tiana's Bayou Adventure with no Dr. Facilier, and now he's not even included as one of the villains in Villains Land, and he's one of your best villains. One of the best Disney villains is not allowed to take part, and the only explanation I've heard is that for whatever reason, Disney has taken voodoo very, very seriously these days. I don't get that. I really don't. New Orleanians complain about putting a swamp atop a mountain in the middle of the Wild West, and we're told, hey, just relax. It's going to be fun. Chill out. Don't worry about it. We complain when they put kale in our gumbo. Like, stop taking your culture so seriously. They start making beignets, and they can't even make it halfway decent when it's all doughy and cakey. And they're like, stop your whining. But voodoo, whoa, that's that needs to be taken seriously. That we can't play around with, and we're just going to play it safe and not even include it. That pisses me off. It really does, because Keith David did a remarkable job with that character, and they do witchcraft all the time. Ursula's a witch. Maleficent's a witch. There's the evil witch. You got the Sanderson, the
Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, Scarlet Witch. Witchcraft. Oh, that's fine. We can caricature Agatha Harkness. We can caricature that all day. We can have fun with witchcraft as much as we want. But voodoo, we can't even have a little bit of fun with that. Like, of all the things that they think that New Orleans, I don't know who they are so worried about, but Yeah, it sucks because we apparently can't have Dr. Facilier no more.
And we should, and they can sell the voodoo dolls when you come out from the attraction if they was really thinking, right?
I would
Somebody
hope so.
around here's got an Iger doll with a pin in his
That's
butt.
a bunch of pins.
They have I know it's Universal, not Disney, but they have voodoo donuts. Like they even put the pretzel like sticking out of the donut. I don't know.
Down here we have Voodoo Barbecue.
Yeah.
That we had a
area
football team,
team.
arena football team is called the Voodoo.
Mhm.
Voodoo is not really. They used to do that at the Superdome all the time when the Saints were just losing. They would have some voodoo priestess come in and lift the curse because the Superdome was cursed, and that's why the Saints weren't winning. And it never worked.
Yeah, exactly.
Never worked.
It was a time limit.
Right.
You had a
That's
window and that's it. It's done.
Magic can only go so far.
That's right.
No, even the Pope came to visit, and we still sucked. It's just it's called bad management. It's not called voodoo. So
The Pope showed up.
And we're the Saints.
Yeah, you're right. You're
So
right.
anyway, yes, I hate the fact that Dr. Facilier seems to be canceled these
Yeah.
days.
Shoved aside.
Yeah.
That is rough. Mine is probably one that'll probably go on for years and decades and whatnot. And it's pretty much still the woke agenda that's being put in most Disney movies that we're seeing. You're welcome to pick whatever IP you want, but it pretty much says, hey, stick race here, swap gender here, and then make movie the same as you did before and hope it makes a lot of cash. And I think that doesn't do anything for the property, let alone the story. And there's just too many examples to name. And it'd be really nice if we could just have that original content like we used to have when we was young and happy.
Young and happy.
Young and happy.
Well, that's a long time
There we
ago.
Yeah. But I hate that. And we're going to see it. I know we're going to see it in the future. I know we've talked about various movies. I know like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs is coming out like in the future. I know
Captain America one's coming
Yeah,
out.
Well, they
Captain
fixed,
America.
didn't they? Now there's actual dwarfs, and that's what it looks.
CGI dwarf.
The animation looks terrible, though. It
Okay.
looks like DreamWorks, like circa early Shrek.
Oh,
Kind of, and the dwarfs do not look.
Quick turnaround, short budget.
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
Oh,
I don't know
boy.
why they couldn't just make them look like the Seven Dwarfs. I don't understand that.
be pretty easy.
You would think. But yeah, I could see that. I mean, yeah, it's a little distracting with the way that they're doing that, where they put identity politics over. I mean, that kind of goes to what we were talking about before 1900 Park Fair, right? I mean, if you look at every single one of the characters, you could kind of tell that there's definitely an idea at work here.
Yeah, there's a pattern happening.
Yeah, you've got the African American princess in Tiana. You've got the
Saudi.
Middle Eastern.
Middle
type
Eastern
thing,
in
yeah.
that Aladdin.
Yeah.
And then the white princess in Cinderella. And then who else? Oh, Mirabelle. You get Hispanic American. It's like, it does seem like, yeah, we're making decisions based upon diversity and inclusion and not upon what makes sense.
Right. And if you ever notice, when I've always said this, whenever I've talked to people that like, oh yeah, we're getting this character. It's about time they look like this and look like that. I was like, okay. And then they get fired up. And you're like, well, did you see the movie? Nah, it's just cool that they did that. I was like, okay.
That's exactly it.
Why are
You're
we
not supporting it.
Yeah, you're not supporting it. And so you're making a big deal and you're forcing Disney to do this and nothing is coming out of it.
They support the politics of it. They don't really care about whether or not it's good or not.
Exactly.
That's just,
It's like, what, is that supposed to inspire your child? So that's what they want to dress up as for Halloween or something? Is that what you want? But yeah, nothing. And the story suffers for it. And I think that's an unfortunate thing. Naughty.
very naughty.
There you go. All right. So my third and final one. This is gonna be kind of funny, but this is based on recent events of which I mentioned at the very beginning of this segment. And I'm calling out the Disney fan universe.
Whoa.
Maybe not everybody, but a good
Certainly
bit
not
of
our
you.
listeners.
No,
right?
no, listeners for sure. No,
Like just a little personal.
We
No.
love y'all. We love y'all.
no, our listeners are great because they know better. But I mean, it's like some of you guys at Disney fan universe. I'm talking about the whole Tally the elf thing. It's like, oh my god, he's disappeared. People he's no longer there. Disney canceled him. He's not doing. It's like. Bro, can an actor get a break? You want him to work every single day of this holiday season? Sure, I'm sure he'd love to do that, but at some point,
he needs a break.
he needs a break.
Wow.
To
Get
be
on
Tally
there.
the Elf. If you've seen videos of Tally the Elf, he's high energy, man. When he's running around, he's saying, "Ah, naughty, naughty, nice," and stuff like that. It's like, Awesome. Yeah, he's erasing names, moving people names, all kind of. He's running up and down the street.
Oh wow.
Bro, you give him a couple of days off, a little bit of PTO, because it's tough doing that kind of. You try doing that.
Well, at the very least, a massive raise that he is this important to this parade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, come man, it's not like monkey dance. Dance for me. Whenever I show up, I expect you to be there. It's like, so all this stories, and then like later on, it's like, oh, he's back. He just needed some time. There were scheduling issues or whatever. Okay, yeah, whatever. Save face. Give him a couple days off. It's okay.
Kind of like Guano Joe. There was a really good Guano Joe, and then there was a not so good Guano Joe. Not that the character actor himself wasn't bad. I've seen him do other parts, and he's amazing. But there was just that one Guano Joe. And we're talking about, what is it, Flights of Wonder?
Yeah, Flights of Wonder.
Okay, yes. There was that one Guano Joe that was just perfect for the role.
Perfect, over the top. He was great at that role. But I mean, even if you had these sub Guano Joes or the sub Tally the Elves, the show still went on.
So was there not a new Tally the Elf?
If I can imagine, yes, there was another Tally the Elf.
But it wasn't
maybe not
guy.
The over Tally the Elf that everybody expects from like social media, right?
Yeah. My understanding is that the character was still in the parade. It just wasn't that actor. And the actor that was doing it wasn't doing that routine because the actor is the one who took the liberty to add all that in. And so the person who plays the part, like that's not how he plays the role. And so there is still that part in the parade, but he's just not doing it that way.
Yeah. He's just doing it whatever way he does it, and that's it.
That's how he wants to do it.
Yeah. So oh my God, he's gone. It's like, oh no, he's back. He just needed some time off.
Well, good for him.
Yeah. Well, good for you, Tally, man. I say that in support of you, Tally. It's like, hey, you do you. You're doing great. Take those days off. Disney fan, you check yourself.
That's fair. That's fair. You don't want Tally like passed out in the parade because he's too tired from zipping and zagging. And
yeah,
stuff,
like
right?
naughty. Boom.
That's right.
Done. He's on the ground. Oh no,
that's bad.
And then like paramedics come in. That's like, yeah, that's bad show.
Tally down. Tally down.
Hell, this dude should get like a raise, and not just a raise, but like a promotion to where he's starting to figure out what ways to make each of the characters in the parade distinguish themselves.
No,
a
absolutely,
little bit.
Yeah,
like because this is brilliant what he's done. He's took a nondescript role and made himself something beyond that.
And it brought that character to life, brought new energy to the parade. I mean, it's kind of like Streetmosphere characters. Did they kind of the same thing for Hollywood Studios?
I hope somewhere in Disney executive is taking some notes and being like, maybe we should hire those Streetmosphere people back because we could save some money on attractions and just hire some folks to get people all jazzed up in the streets, and they'll put it on social media, and then more people will come here. Like, if people got that upset about an elf in a parade, like imagine you put some cool Streetmosphere people out all the time, you're going to get that same kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
Make it interactive, make it immersive. That's what people are looking for. Anyway, I hope they take this as a sign that they need more of it.
No, absolutely. Or Rachel, maybe they should just like undo the shackles to the creatives and allow the creatives to be creative with the stuff that's there, so they can make it something unique.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what people were worried about. They were worried he got fired because he was too creative.
Oh, that's
that's Disney being naughty.
Yeah, that would really be naughty.
That would really be naughty, Disney.
Like, I remember seeing the behind the scenes video on how they do the dancers in the I guess it was like the ballroom dancers in the Haunted Mansion for the Not So Scary Parade, and the performers were talking about how each of their characters had a backstory about how they died, and the way they died influenced how they danced and everything. But it's nothing you pick up on while watching the parade. It's just something that they kind of do. And this guy clearly took it all the way, and so much so where he stood out, where he developed his personality and made himself something special, whereas the other people, like I said, they may have backstories, they may have characters that are just ill-defined because we can't really tell what's going on over there, whereas this person made this character stand out, and bravo, man. He needs to be working in a higher up position.
Yeah. Not IP based too. So this is like a completely original character that popped out of the parks. So yeah, I'm calling you out, Disney Fan Universe. There you go. And maybe even Disney, depending on what happened. I don't know the true story. Of course, they have ways of hiding, but whatever it is, let this creative be creative.
That's fair. That's fair.
I have one that I didn't have originally, but I just thought of it. And so I'm bumping off what I did have on my naughty list, and I'm adding this one instead.
Ooh.
I just remembered it. It is Lightning Lane Premiere Pass.
There you go. There you go.
Boo. Disney.
Boo diddly.
We don't like that. No good. It's overpriced. It's kind of useless because it's not unlimited the way Universal's is. Initially, it was only for deluxe guests. Now it is available to anybody that wants to buy it, which tells me that it didn't sell very well.
Yeah.
Or they wouldn't have opened it up like that. But yeah, I think not good. I mostly think it just like takes advantage of people who aren't willing to sit down and like really do out the math. And I don't like that, because you shouldn't have to like devote an hour to calculating out a week's worth of lightning lanes to figure out this thing doesn't make any sense financially.
Yes.
Anyway, so I don't like that. I feel like it's just squeezing people, and yeah, definitely a naughty list item.
That's exactly it. And like you said, I mean, I was kind of shocked that they didn't tie it into the room stay. Like, if you're going to do the deluxe thing, okay, fine, it's free with your deluxe hotel. If you didn't book a deluxe hotel, then fine, you can purchase it. But the idea of making it something where you have to stay at a deluxe hotel and buy it on top of that, and knowing that it's not worth the money, it's like, wow, every last dime of value has to be strangled out of everything that y'all do, where it's like pretty much on its face not worth it. That sucks, man. And it's really, it's targeted, as Rachel said, to people who aren't really paying attention.
It's a bad feeling.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Okay. So I'm going to go with removing the Frontierland Shooting Arcade and making it a DVC lounge.
Oh, you hit the heart!
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
hard because there's another one that I have on this list, but I do think that this kind of deserves its own special mention as one of my top 3 here. Why? Because don't we have more than enough spaces that aren't being utilized in the Magic Kingdom for a DVC lounge as it is?
Mm-hmm.
Do we really? I mean, how long is Stitch's Great Escape going to sit there empty? How long is the Tomorrowland Terrace going to be seasonal? I mean, isn't there more than enough places to do this? And you just took away further from the identity of Frontierland. I mean, you took an activity that was free, something that was just fun to stumble across, like anyone could do it, and you hand it over to the DVC crowd that pays more. That just sums up the problem with Disney right there. Take away from something that all the masses can do and have fun with, and give it to a certain subsection of people that just pay more. So yeah, a fun little activity that we could all enjoy is taken away, so some other people can have a lounge chair, a bag of chips, and all you can drink Coke.
I mean, they could have put the lounge chair in front of the shooting gallery if they wanted. It could have been Targets if they wanted.
They could have left the shooting gallery in there.
I'm going to enjoy my lounge chair though, guys.
That's fair, but what I mean,
Does it massage you as you sit there? Is it doing the
I'll be better. I hope
shiatsu?
so.
She'll look out and see the rally cars jumping around in Cars Land.
She will look at the plebeians as they pass
Yes.
by, like, should have booked with me.
Yes, indeed.
Let him eat chips.
Yeah, let him eat chips.
There you
No,
go.
I hear you. The shooting gallery was fun. I wish they had
was.
updated it.
Yeah.
Like I could see why it needed to go, but I also think they could have updated it and made it cool instead of, not that it wasn't cool, but just like they could have made it updated and made it more relevant instead of just getting rid of it and putting in a lounge. Even though I am going to enjoy that lounge.
I know you will.
I hear you. I hear you. I was going to say one thing, and then I think I'm gonna kind of take an example from Rachel. And I kind of pivoted for a second because what Kevin said kind of struck a different chord in me. And I remember we either talked about it or we did a show where Bob Iger did like this interview, and he talked about how all this cool stuff was coming to Disney in Japan. And, and like everywhere else but here. And I was gonna at first just say, hey, I was originally gonna just say, yeah, there wasn't really new development or anything happening with Avengers Campus until like the next year. But that stuff of having, Thanos the villain again and all this unimaginative stuff. But meanwhile, Bob was like, check out what we do in Japan. We're going to have all of this going on. We're going to have special effects going on here, there, and everywhere. And it's like, why can we not get that same love?
Right.
I mean, didn't we form Plymouth Rock first? Why are we giving the rock to everybody else? So, yes, I was switching that. Yes, we want the same love that every other country is getting for Disney, for the brand.
Okay. I like that.
I do too. Yeah,
There's a lot of good stuff abroad for sure.
Yeah.
No, I brought this up to my wife, and she was like, "Yeah, for the life of me, I don't understand why we still can't have another country in Epcot." And
that's mind-boggling.
Yeah, she was like, I really do feel like that was a really major problem with D23. Not one more country in Epcot. I mean, they do so much back there with all the Festival of the Arts and Food and Wine and everything like that. So, I mean, why not one more back there? I could see that. I could see the idea that there's more that they could be doing, and they do not seem to want to invest until they first do it somewhere else and somebody else pays for it, and then they kind of bring in a version.
Yeah. It's like you're getting a hand-me-down almost. That's how I would take that.
Your big brother's clothes.
Yeah, pretty much, right? Like, I don't fit in these sneakers. Well, it worked in Japan.
So honorable mentions, anybody?
Honorable mentions as far as naughty.
I got a couple here. Like, one of the ones I didn't put in, but I wanted to say was the announcement of the closure of Muppet Vision 3D. I just kind of, I didn't put it in there because one, it hasn't closed yet. So this will take place, I guess, next year. And two, we really don't know what's going to happen. There's talk that it might open somewhere else, but that definitely that lands them right square smack on the naughty list. As far as I'm concerned, I mean, that is a really horrible, I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the inclusion of Monsters, Inc. I really do, but it's really sad that it has to come at the expense of Muppet Vision 3D.
Yeah, I mean, it's the last vestige of Jim Henson, as you said. Yeah,
it is.
It's a shame,
and not just that. It's a ride that still works.
Yeah, I think so.
It absolutely still works. I mean, could it be refreshed here and there? Absolutely, but
it didn't have to go away.
Doesn't have to go away. It's a mainstay.
One of mine, and I mentioned this in my trip report earlier this year, I guess it's not really, I don't know if it's maybe related to Disney, but I'm gonna say the Disney park guests. Okay. And specifically the guests that get right up your ass while you're in line.
Well, you are people on this episode.
I am. If you remember correctly, when I was this last trip I went to Disney, I was like, why is this dude so close to me? I don't understand what's going on here. It's like I could barely turn. It's like I'm sure he could tell what brand underwear I was wearing just by how close he was. It's like I couldn't believe it.
I mean, you're a smooth guy, Kevin. Maybe he picked up on that.
Very huggable.
I guess so. I mean, I look like a Pooh Bear.
That's exactly it. I was going to use that analogy.
Poke my belly and it's so very doughboy kind of stuff. And then for a second, I was like, well, okay, maybe he's from a different country. So I looked up the standard stranger personal space distances around the world, and Romanians have the shortest distance between strangers, and that's about a foot and a half.
Oh wow!
Which is still farther away. Yeah, it's close, but it's So maybe I was thinking maybe he's Romanian. I was like, it was every Romanian in the parks in the day when I was there. I think not. So I don't know. I don't know what's up with that. I don't know what changed or why people just, I could barely turn without my butt cheek hitting somebody.
I feel like you did too much peopling in 2024, Kevin.
Yeah, I did.
Your list is like too much people.
Yeah.
Too much people. I think you're right.
You're like the most sociable, antisocial person right now with that.
I was going to say, he has a gift with this because I'll still remember Disneyland when that dude that looked like the villain from Die Hard yelled at him in the line for Cars Land. Radiator Springs Racers. What am I saying? And he wouldn't yell at Kevin, but he's like, why are you at the front of the line? I've been waiting back here this entire time. We're like, yeah, it's this thing that you can buy.
Yes, put you here.
Yeah. So
you can do it too.
Yeah. That's fair.
But of everybody that walked by him, for whatever reason, he picked Kevin. There's something about you that just looks approachable.
Yeah.
And just,
I don't know.
People like you, Kevin.
I think people can achieve low Earth orbit around me easier than anybody else. I don't know. Or low Kevin orbit.
Okay, so I look, this is my last one. I will say this, and again, I didn't include it just because it really hasn't happened yet, but deciding to completely get rid of dinosaurs out of the animal kingdom.
Oh, yeah.
That ticks me off.
That's a good one, actually. I like that one.
Yeah, it's just another erosion of the concept of what Animal Kingdom was supposed to be about in honoring animals that used to exist.
They already went extinct. I mean, how can it be any worse? Here we are.
They're not represented anymore.
Wait, you mean Jurassic Park wasn't real?
There's an island.
Yeah, Rachel, just get the island. You go say, no, dinosaurs are so cool. Like Eli got Blaze, his grandson, for Christmas, a dinosaur. And the kid just popped.
Yes,
dinosaurs are still cool with kids. The idea that you're just going to say, like, you know what, we're going to let Universal have that market. I thought Dinosaur was a good ride. I thought the Boneyard was amazing. When Lily found out it was closing, she was bummed.
Boneyard was great.
Oh, we had so many good memories in the Boneyard. I have so many pictures of that. So yeah, it's a bummer to see that we never got the land of animals that never existed, the mythological animals. And now we're losing animals. We're losing dinosaurs. All the dinosaurs are gone. They've gone extinct
real this
twice.
time.
And now we're just down to animals that are adjacent to things that Disney has made in movies about cartoons.
That's where we're at.
Really what animals we're getting now.
Yeah.
Cartoon
That's it.
animals.
Wow, that's wild.
That's a good one. I like that one.
Yes.
Just to end with, I got one for Rachel. Mickey ear headbands are not function for
I
Rachel's
hate
life.
those.
That's a naughty item. I
is
put
a
that in
naughty
I
item.
put that on my list for her.
Well, I appreciate that. We went to Disney on Ice yesterday and we sat down. I had brought that. Well, like my daughter wanted to wear Mickey ears and my son wears like his ones with like actual Mickey like shaped ears. I don't know. It's weird. And then I brought an extra pair for my niece to wear and she was so excited. We sat down and I wanted to be like, okay, kids, we have to take them off. But the seats in the arena were so like, I don't know. What do you
Like
say,
stadium
graduated?
seated. Yeah.
Yeah, it was stadium seating. So they were so drastically tiered that I was like, you know what, guys, actually, you can keep them on. I
There you
don't
go.
think there's any way
There
those
you
are
go.
obstructing anyone's view.
Have at
But
it.
normally, take those things off, people.
Good work, pal.
Yeah.
Nice work, pal. Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. All right. So that's our naughty list that we have currently from as we reflect on 2024. And we have the nice list.
What has Disney done nice?
What has Disney done nice?
Same order, Kev?
We could do a different. We could do reverse order.
Oh, Eli?
Oh, as me. Okay. All right. Well, then I'll say one thing that Disney did that was extremely nice, very nice, awesomely nice, maximum effort nice, was the release of Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yes.
Very awesome movie. We did a whole episode about it, and good time. And that's the only reason why I really kept Disney Plus, because I knew that was eventually coming there. But great movie. One of the things they did right.
I like
Absolutely. Yeah.
that. That was a fun time, man. Just anything. That was such a nice breath of fresh air after everything that's happened before that.
It's so rare that you walk out of a Disney movie these days and you like, I can't wait to watch that one again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
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 So, no, I couldn't have been more thrilled. The fan service in that was amazing. The story was, it had its problems, but it worked. It really worked. The charisma of the characters really carried it home. I should
Yeah.
say.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
wild visual ride, if you will.
Yes.
Yeah. It hit on all
It was
cylinders.
fun, yeah.
It was fun.
I still haven't seen it. I need to see it.
Oh, it's on
whoa.
D+.
It's
now.
on D Plus now.
Yeah,
so,
throw it on there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll have to watch it some night.
We're stopping the show right now. Rachel's going to go watch that and come back,
Yeah.
and then we'll record the rest of it.
Okay, yeah,
because
there you
this
go.
This is just too egregious. You should not be admitting that to the public.
Oh, sorry, guys. Kevin's going to put me on the naughty list.
Ah,
Yes. All right, let me write that down.
That's probably
Naughty!
the best thing Disney has put out.
But yes, absolutely.
But the second best thing Disney put out ended up on my nice list as well, and that's Inside Out 2.
oh, well, yes, that was fun.
It was nice to see Pixar come back. Just, even if it was just for
A brief moment?
a brief moment, a heartbeat, a pulse, whatever you want to describe it as. It was really nice to see Pixar represent and getting caught up in the story that I thought was even better than the first one.
No, that's fair.
Yeah,
That's fair.
I really enjoyed it. I couldn't wait to watch it again when it came out on Disney Plus. So yeah, I think that they did a fantastic job, and I defy you to find somebody who couldn't relate to that story.
That was a good one.
Yeah, a lot of people gravitated towards that one, even more so than the first one, because of the anxiety character. Like, and that sparked a whole bunch of very healthy conversation, like on a different point. So yeah, that movie hit on a lot of different levels as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That was fun.
Rachel?
I've kind of forgot that this happened this year, but when I was like looking back at some of the blog posts, I discovered it. At the beginning of this year, guys, 2024, you could not park hop all day, and now we can. So the return of all day park hopping at Walt Disney World is definitely on the nice list for me.
That's
Yeah,
right.
okay.
Yeah, no, that's excellent point. Very, very good. I remember when all that went down.
COVID is when it all that went down,
Yes,
right?
it did. Yeah,
So-
and it stayed down for a while.
Wow. What was COVID, like 2019? So 5 years is what it took? Well, maybe 4. I guess 4 then.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, 2020. So
yeah,
it went away in March of 2020, and so it came back in January of 2024.
Mhm.
Okay,
So almost. Is that almost 4 years?
almost 4 years.
Almost 4 years.
Almost 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the parks were closed for some of that time, but not all of it. So yeah, wow. That was a long time. And I didn't even think of it because it feels like we've just always had it. But when we didn't have it, it was so frustrating.
Yeah.
So I'm really, really glad that it's back.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the park reservations are gone. Well, for most
For
people.
most
yes.
of us, yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, Keith.
There are very,
Yeah.
very few. Yeah, sorry, annual pass holders and
Yep.
people with those really weird tickets that still exist. But and what's the other one? Conference tickets is another one.
Conference, yes.
It's so nice to not have to make those park reservations. And that was something that happened kind of all at the same time. So park hopping came back and park reservations went away right at the beginning of January 2024.
Brilliant.
All right. So for my first piece on the nice list, I'm kind of combining two shows because they're essentially the same thing. And that is the Disney drone shows. For stateside, the one that I saw, Disney Dreams That Soar over at Walt Disney World, was awesome.
Mhm.
And then I've never saw this in person, but just the videos itself just look unbelievable. And that's the Disney Electrical Sky Parade in Disneyland Paris, which looks absolutely
Wow.
amazing. So both of those ideas, the fact that they're utilizing that technology for entertainment in the way that I expected them to do a really good job with it, those are definitely on my nice list because they were excellent experiences. I enjoyed it. Yes, it was crowded for some things, and of course, yeah, they're affected by the weather. But I mean, you know, what isn't and stuff. But I mean, when it was running, man, the thing was just amazing, and I hope they bring it back. It ended. Dreams of Soar ended in August, if I remember correctly, and we haven't heard anything as far as a return to that. So maybe they're developing something for next year, which would be nice. You know, maybe a nice little nugget while Epic Universe opens. Just like, hey, we got a drone show, one that'll stay around for a while. You know, check it out.
Let's hope.
Yeah, so we'll see. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed. But as far as 2024 goes, those drone shows were something to behold, man.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
awesome. Absolutely awesome.
I really do hope that one day, we're going to see something like that in the Animal Kingdom.
Yeah, I think that'd be great.
Mhm.
I think it'd be absolutely amazing. So yeah.
Well, for me on this one, it's still going back to a Disney Plus thing. That was the release of X-Men '97, which was like a reboot of the old X-Men cartoon. I will admit, if you haven't seen it, its animation's pretty awesome. But at least now you can watch all the episodes. There are some parts that are a little strange. I will say that, but it was cool enough for me that I was able to overlook it.
Was it Doctor Strange?
It had got to the
Or Britain Strange.
well, that was rough. Yeah.
Yeah, it was rough.
Yeah, there's some parts in there where, like, you know, you get to, you know, see guys in their undergarments. That's a little odd. And it's not a costume, stuff like that. I mean, there's some,
What?
yeah. I won't spoil it for you. But one of the things that I liked the most about it was that.
You're just gonna leave us there with it.
Oh,
right?
well,
I was going to say, is it like Luke in the back? When
he's in the
Back to tank.
There's a scene where they have Magneto captured.
Uh-huh.
And so he basically has like nothing on. Like he's
Oh, okay.
hooked on this like this
It
thing.
took all this stuff up.
Yeah, they took all the stuff off of
Okay,
him.
I got you.
And so it's like, well, hey, I know he worked out, but dang, we didn't need all of that. But you know, there's some parts with Morph, and Morph will turn into people like in front of Wolverine, and it's like, hey, I don't know if that's cool or not. I mean, so there's some strange parts like what is it? He turned to Jean Grey, I think, once, and like made this whole soliloquy. It's a little.
Isn't that
strange.
Mystique's thing? Like I'm gonna...
We're on the nice list, right?
Yeah, that's no. That's what I'm saying. There's some weird part, but here was the thing that I liked about it, that I loved about it.
You sure you're not watching like Triple X-Men or something?
I mean, I would be
Triple X.
Just like on like Pornhub or something.
No, I know what no. So I
This
just
is really okay.
I was
okay.
giving it's an honest. I enjoyed it though. I enjoyed the whole season. They weren't all like that. It was just some parts like, oh man. But one of the things about it though is there's a villain in there, and it reminded me of this artist that drew him, Carlos Pacheco. You have that.
Yeah,
Avengers-
I had that book. Yeah,
That's the artist that did that book.
Oh, nice.
He unfortunately passed away.
Yeah.
But it also reminded me of times when like we would get together and like work on the books. And actually, the one time Eddie, your neighbor, thought about inking, he actually inked
Pacheco's work. Yeah.
Pacheco's work, and the villain in there was this guy Bastion, and that's one of the guys in
In
there. So,
97? Okay.
yeah, so it has there was a lot of times that kind of brought me back. And again, I love the animation of it. I watched it over and over again. So
Just so you can see if you could see what Magneto was packing.
I mean, it had to hit pause. Couple
I've
of
always
times.
seen him in his gray sweatpants.
Yeah.
But now there's no doubt.
No doubt. No doubt. It's a pivotal role. Like it's a show. But yes, I enjoyed it when it was announced and loved watching it.
Was it the same voice actors from the original? They're all new voice actors.
I want to say that they're new. I don't know if Steve Bloom, like we have like that one intro
Yeah,
where
yeah.
it has, my mutants. I don't think he did this one. So I think they're new. I mean, but the style is just awesome. Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, okay, so over to me now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to give this to them for swinging for the fences at D23 because we were very worried that, particularly when we found out that D23 was not going to be available to the masses, that the best you could do is hack into Fortnite or whatever the hell we had to do there.
Right.
I don't even remember it, but I just remember it being a pain in the neck. But then being pleasantly surprised in that we had the announcement of a Villains Land, Monsters Inc. Land. We finally were going to get that suspended roller coaster. I thought that was great, but more than anything else, the Walt Disney animatronic.
Yeah.
What a pleasant surprise that I didn't even know that they were even sniffing around. That sounded
It was cool.
awesome. So I really do believe that for the first time in a long time, particularly after the last D23 where we got a bunch of maybes, we finally got a D23 there where they really swung for the fences. So I'm happy with that.
I think that was great. There's a lot of stuff that we're looking forward to, and things to this day that we're hearing advancements of. We're seeing permits being filed and all kind of stuff from the stuff that were announced back at D23. So no, that's great.
And they're gonna need to do that because Universal is gonna put up some serious competition. So
And I want to say, and I may be misremembering this, but I want to say like right before D23, Bob Iger did an interview where they were asking about the response to Epic Universe, and he was all like,
Oh yeah, and he said, like, we've been doing it. We've
Yeah.
been responding.
it was like the Matrix. It's like, oh, you don't see it? It's all around you. Like you didn't see like what we did over there with Avatar and Galaxy's Edge, and it's like that's been around for quite a bit, and it's not that good.
yeah. But then you saw Japan though, right? You saw Japan. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't just fly over to Japan.
Yeah.
I was worried, and I didn't expect what we got, and we got a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So that was a lot of fun.
That's exciting. All right, Rachel.
My next one is Lookout Key. I got to visit this year with my family and we loved it. We had a great time at the island. So I would highly recommend visiting Lookout Key, especially if you're a Disney Cruise Line fan. And I loved it. So that's my nice list is the opening of Lookout Key.
I look forward to visiting that. 'Cause
Yeah, same. When Rachel was describing the pink sand on the beach, that's really when I kind of was like, whoa, I've never seen that quality sand before. And I'm not even a beach person. I don't like being out in the sun.
That's
that
true.
long.
Yeah,
But I mean,
that says a lot then.
yeah, I cannot wait to check that out.
Well, I remember that frozen old fashioned or whatever you were talking about, right?
I was going to say, special shout out to the frozen old fashioned.
Yes.
That has me hooked.
Yeah.
Especially with the new boat. Does the treasure go out to Lookout Key? Yeah, right.
The treasure does go out there. The treasure is doing only the 7-night sailings right now. So it is many, many dollars to sail, but less dollars will be required to sail on the Destiny, which will start sailing next year in 2025. So, and that one will go to Lookout Key a lot because it's going to be home based in Fort Lauderdale.
Okay.
So anyway, so if you're looking for a less expensive way to get to Lookout Key and on a new ship, the Disney Destiny is going to be great for you in 2025.
Duly noted. There you go. I like it.
Absolutely.
All right. So my next one is the fact that Disney agreed to a $233 million settlement with the Disneyland workers. If you haven't watched this, it's been like a 5-year-old deal, but this year in 2024, Disney amid allegations from Disneyland workers in a class action settlement in which they were, charging them for skirting an Anaheim minimum wage law and cheating their workers out of much needed wages. They agreed to a settlement in that amount to square things up with them. So good for them for ponying up the money to make things right with their workers. So I'm glad they recognize that and they come to some kind of resolution. Yeah, good for them and for ponying up that money. Appreciate it. All righty, back to you for your third one.
So now, this one is just more about just the news that like Rachel had been saying over the years about how they're adding various features for parades and more festivities. And I know the last trip that she was on, hopefully they expand or improve on it. But some of the stuff she's like, it was like an ice rink and all this other stuff like that for Christmas and the holidays. Hopefully by the time I get to go again, that kind of stuff is improved upon.
Mhm.
But I was kind of looking forward to seeing how they are treating things in the festivities for Christmas, for the holidays.
Oh, nice.
The Jollywood Nights changes.
Yeah,
Yes.
positive changes. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they were definitely positive. Oh, I was listening to Disney Dish, Len Testa, and he was saying that the ice skating show, the ice is actually not ice, which was interesting because I remember I said that I was like, is that even ice? And like I was not sure. And so it's not, I guess it's not, it's like plastic.
Plastic?
So
Yeah.
is that like that stuff you put in the cookie pan so your cookies just slide off when they're done?
How you
Like a silpat, whatever they call it?
how you plastic
Oh,
skate?
yes, maybe it is that. He was saying it's like a type of plastic that they put down, but they're able to skate on it. And he also was talking about how small it was, and I was laughing because I remember I called it like welcome mat size.
Yeah,
It's really
yeah.
small. So it's like a very small area of plastic that they ice skate on, which I can't believe they're able
With
to
like
ice skate
real
on plastic.
blades?
Yeah, real skates, but it's like a plastic surface. I
They
don't know.
have, yeah, that's weird. I can't.
I guess they do the same thing at SeaWorld, but it's a little bigger at SeaWorld.
Man, they just kind of took some of the magic out of it for me.
Some? Like so long Disney on ice. Hello, Disney on plastic.
Disney on plastic.
It's crazy.
Is it,
I mean, they use a lot of our money, through plastic, but they
is it recyclable?
it's just
Yeah, I don't
old
know,
melted
maybe.
cards. That's what the rink is now. That's,
Big
oh,
piece
man.
of plastic.
Big plastic, man.
All right.
Yeah.
So next up, I guess, is me here. I'm going to go with the closure and reimagination of Test Track.
There you go.
Oh,
I don't know what we're going to get out of this new Test Track. I just know it can't possibly be worse than Test Track 2.0 with
Ooh.
that completely unnecessary create your own car thing that never really paid off in any way, shape, or form.
It's the only thing my kids remember, though. They love that.
Look, my kid can go on a phone and play a little thing on the phone and everything like that, but never once did we ever create a car and we walked out there and like, let's see how our car did. Because we forgot about it from the moment we stepped on the thing until the moment we walked off. And I didn't even realize you could check to see how your car did
I ain't
yeah.
even done.
for a while there. So anyway, all I have to say is that it was a bad reimagination from the start. The very first time I wrote it after they redesigned the original Test Track, I was like, this is terrible. And I couldn't believe it lasted as long as it did.
But it's like, well, when do you see what your car looks like? There's no part. I think we talked about that a while back. Like, there's a part where they check you for like wind resistance.
Yeah. Like
But it's like
aerodynamics.
you're just sitting there like in the middle of nowhere and it's
A
just
generic,
this graphic.
yeah.
It's like, well, show me the car. Half the car.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. You made a car and I made a car. Can I have a piece of car?
For such an amazing ride system to give us that.
Yeah.
No, when you see what they're doing with it with Radiator Springs Racers, to give us that was just such a slap in the face, and it was just so terrible. And I just cannot wait for that to be scrubbed from my memory. If I could Men in Black neuralize myself to just forget about Test
2.0.
Track 2.0 to move on to whatever this new version is, which seems to have, we don't know much about it, but it seems to have a grip on what this should be.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is the history of motor vehicle transport. Not, hey, we're driving in a Tron landscape in a digital world kind of nonsense. Like that.
Yeah, that's what
Well,
Tron is
yeah.
for, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what Tron is for.
Interesting to note that GM is sponsoring it again.
Yes.
So it's no longer just Chevrolet.
Mhm.
Oh,
So
okay.
Maybe this will be a step in the right direction.
I mean, they should give you a discount on the car when you
Agreed.
walk out, since you
Oh,
paid
that'd be
so
great.
much to go there. You would think, like,
Buy a car at cost. When you walk out of pavilion, it's like, hey, if you want this is what
This
we
is what-
sell
yeah.
it for. You don't have to deal with the dealer prices. I wonder how much they'd move from that.
they should have a barker there. Like, when you come out from it, be like, tired of walking? Jump in the car right now. You don't even have to walk anymore in the park.
They could have taken it out like a test drive the car, like on
Yeah.
that Richard Petty track or something.
That'd
Oh,
been awesome.
Can you imagine that if you could test drive the car in and around Disney World?
That would be awesome.
That would be pretty cool. I think
You wanna
may
buy it at
sell
cost?
a little more car. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we'll give it to you at cost, straight from GM.
Oh, man.
No dealers. I'd be like, I don't know. I think I might go for that.
I think so. I think you have me. It's in the land of magic. I mean, if you're a salesperson, this is the most ideal place to hit somebody up for their wallet while they're right there on a vacation.
Well, that's what Disney Vacation Club does.
yeah,
that's
this
a
is true.
good point.
Yep.
Very good point.
Very good point.
Well,
Yeah.
Like, do you get free fast passes if you buy a car? Has there ever been anybody that's reported back and said, look, I bought a car and I got, like, if you just tore the DVC thing, they give you free fast passes.
Oh, wow.
Or lightning lanes now, I guess they call them.
Oh, I didn't know.
But
that.
I mean, like, oh yeah. We
Yeah.
were offered
Lightning
all that.
lanes and the last time I went, it was like $150 gift card.
What?
Ooh. I didn't get offered that. I would have gone because
Dang.
That's nice.
we got offered a lightning lanes. I'm like, oh, good. My daughter likes Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Oh, not that lightning lane. No. Only certain ones
Not
can
that,
you have.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. Your rebate on the cars and fast passes. That's funny.
Oh, nice. All right, Rachel, what you got?
My last one, I don't know if it's going to be a lot of discussion, but I was very excited that Disney released the Eras Tour on Disney Plus. At the time, especially when they had released it, I had only seen it at the movie theater and I hadn't been in person. And so it was really cool to be able to watch it in my house. And then when I found out I was going to the show, it was really cool to watch it to get excited for the show. So anyway, the Eras Tour on Disney Plus is a very nice thing in my life. And so I'm glad they did it.
There you go.
Very nice.
Nice. We know you're a big fan. You
Big
even traveled
Swiftie.
to go see it. So big Swifty right there.
Yeah, my wife, when we went to the grocery store today, saw a woman with the Eras Tour souvenir T-shirt on and had to go run up to her. Oh my God, you went! I wanted so badly to go. I wanted to get tickets. Tell me all about it. Tell me how it was. Tell me it's like, whoa. Again, I don't get it, but props to those who enjoy this. This is awesome for them, and that's great. And I'll make sure my wife knows, hey, you can still watch it. It's just, you need to figure out how to work Apple TV.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
a tough time.
Which is like the
Yeah.
only thing my wife
I'm
knows.
wearing my zip up right now.
There you go.
Oh, look at that.
Okay.
The only thing my wife knows how to do with Apple TV is lose the remote. That's it. It's always put this thing
I
on.
also
Where's the
do that a
remote?
lot.
Oh.
How should I know? Because you used the downstairs TV.
Where'd it
so-
go? I don't know.
All right. So my final one is a recent announcement that was about maybe 4 or 5 days ago. And it's the fact that Bluey and his friends are coming to the Disneyland Resort in California, Walt Disney World Resort in Florida, as well as Disney Cruise Line in 2025.
Bravo.
Nice.
Very, very
Bravo.
popular. I know my kids will be very excited. The things that we can expect: Bluey and her sister Bingo, and I'm sure the parents will make an appearance as well. But Disney says they're going to have special meet and greets to an interactive and clue-filled game that ends in a dance party. Of course, there's a dance party.
Always a dance.
Gotta have a
Gotta have
dance
this.
party.
They open the show with a dance party, so So yeah, so looking forward to having that finally into the parks. I'm glad they reached some kind of deal with the parent company of that, but that's going to be a big impact, especially for the little ones, because that's a pretty popular show on D Plus right now. For sure, I know in my household we enjoy it. They look forward to hearing new episodes being released. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like the Taylor Swift thing, right? Like that may not be my cup of tea, but I mean, it's like God bless it. I mean, like, yeah, I mean, it's insanely popular and good on them for capitalizing on it.
Yeah.
And that'd be great.
no, I love it. I think it's great, especially with Epic Universe doing what they're doing with Nintendo and How to Train Your Dragon and all those things. It's nice to see that they they didn't wait on this
Sure.
after Bluey's been out for a while. They didn't wait on
Yeah.
getting it in.
And that's
Incorporated.
normally what happens. Is like, oh, we're going to open something like 5 years after it stopped being relevant.
Yeah, American Idol, anyone?
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
Very
It
much.
I feel like Bluey attracts kids of all ages too, and adults. But like my nieces love Bluey. They're 3 and almost like 1.5. And then my kids love it too. So my mom bought all 4 of them, even though they range from 1.5 to 13, matching Bluey PJs for Christmas. So Bluey's a important part of our family.
So now, is Bluey also like, are boys into Bluey? I'm just
Yeah.
curious.
Oh,
Yeah, my
yeah.
son's super into Bluey.
Super
yeah.
into Bluey. Like I've never seen like I didn't even know Bluey was a girl.
Yeah,
I had
it
no
was
idea.
that.
Like I saw like the I was like, oh, that Bluey. How can you tell what Bluey is?
Yeah.
I
It's a
don't
dog,
even know
yeah.
who the
Yeah.
dad and the mom are. Like it's just it's Bluey. So I had no idea. I didn't know they were both sisters or anything like that. But
Yeah.
I don't know a lot of boys into Peppa Pig either. So but with Bluey, like maybe you don't know. So
Yeah, I think Bluey's a little less gendered than some of the other TV shows.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
when my daughter was little, it was like, well, she liked Jake and the Neverland Pirates, but it was like Jake and the Neverland Pirates for boys and Sophia the First for girls.
Yeah.
And there wasn't as much crossover, but I feel like Bluey's for all kids.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I would agree with that. I mean, like, yeah, my daughter was the exact same way. She was in the Jake and the Neverland Pirates, and she was into what you call it, Sophia the First, but she was mostly Bubble Guppies. That was her jam.
Oh yeah,
At
Bubble
one point
Guppies
in
was big
time,
too. Yeah,
She
from all
once she
this.
got into Nickelodeon though, man, Paw Patrol, she got into Nickelodeon huge once Peppa Pig came along, and then that that became her watching
Yeah.
pattern.
All right, so we got any honorable mentions for the nice list that we want to throw onto the fire?
Josh DeMaro's hair.
Josh DeMaro's hair.
Yeah, Josh
Okay.
Morrow is very handsome.
Yes.
I would say that we've talked about it a lot, but I did want to throw in Tiana's Bayou Adventure on the nice list. I really liked that ride. Redo, I know it, there's some problematic things for New Orleanians, but for me, I thought it was good. And I really enjoyed riding it this year. So I liked Tiana's Bayou Adventure, and it's coming. Actually, it just opened at Disneyland Resort.
Yeah, it did.
All right.
Yeah, look, problematic. Look, again, if you want us not to take things so seriously and everything like that, I guess, okay. But then why can't Dr. Facilier be a part of this? I don't understand it. I just don't understand. I don't understand what they're doing over there. I really do not
The rationale
know what the
for it,
criteria
yeah.
is for what can be done that has nothing to do with our culture, but we're going to do it anyway, and what can't be done because that's stepping over the line and that may be infringing upon how people
Feel about
Right.
their-
feel about
their
how
religious
you're
belief
portraying
or something.
Yes,
Yeah.
I don't understand it, but I'm looking forward to riding it,
Yeah, no, I am too. I look forward to see it as well.
Yeah, got to check it out.
and we'll happily do it with an open mind.
Yep.
for sure.
I'll throw in, just to offset my Mickey pretzel thing that I'll let off with, I'll offset it with the Baseline Tap House Bavarian pretzel, which is still very excellent.
Mhm.
I mean, not only it's a great pretzel in and of itself, but the beer cheese fondue, it feels like cheese as opposed to the one that they sell with you. And that spicy mustard is also very good. They're great compliments to what is a great pretzel in and of itself.
Yeah, like, so when you were talking about before about how the Mickey pretzel was so salty and tasted so bad, I was like, I've never had that experience with a Mickey pretzel before, but I have had the pretzel over at the Baseline Tap House,
Mhm.
and that was delicious.
Oh yeah, it's
very
it's
much.
just the right
Yes.
amount of salt. It's just perfect.
Like I was stealing my daughter's pretzel, but it's a huge pretzel.
It's big. I mean, you could share that. I mean, I share that
Yes.
with my daughters because they're not going to finish it.
But I'll tack on to the honorable mention again, just because it hasn't happened yet. That's why I kind of put it towards the back burner. Was the announcement that Rock and Roller Coaster will be rethemed to the Muppets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did enjoy seeing that. I felt that Aerosmith was tired and it was too long. I do hope that what they talked about having other acts included, I do hope they bring Taylor Swift into this or whoever else is popular that we think might have some longevity. That just isn't a flash in the pan that in 5 or 10 years will still be relevant. I hope that takes place. But the Muppets body of work is something that can continue to be displayed in the parks, even if Muppet Vision 3D isn't around anymore. I think Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem make a lot of sense for this.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know how they're going to do it. And I'm looking forward to seeing how they do it. But I do think that this is a positive.
Very good positive. Yes.
Yeah. At least they're keeping
Absolutely.
it around for sure.
All right. Any other positives? About any other honorable mentions, period? I have one that could go. It didn't necessarily happen in 2024, but I would put it on the naughty list. And it is the fact that the Tables in Wonderland has not returned.
Ooh.
You know,
Oh yeah, I did really
good.
like that.
It was a really
It'd
good
be nice
perk.
to have that back.
I mean, it was not a huge perk, but 20% is better than nothing. It was
Nothing at
20%
all.
off
Yeah,
of
no.
everything, food and beverage, regardless.
Better value than a dining plan.
That's exactly what I was getting to. It's like, when she was Rachel was talking about the decrease in value of the dining plan. That's the thing that I had on my list. I highlighted in yellow just to make sure I bring it up to the fact that it's still not back. That lends to that reasoning that maybe it was too much of a value that Disney wants to put out, and that's why they haven't returned it. But I thought it was a great thing for us. That's something I got every time I went.
I can see that for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, but it continues to this day, which is why I kind of included in the 2024 because I've heard nothing about it, that program, and so I feel like it's going to continue to be nothing from here on forward, which is a shame.
Well, okay. On that vein, though, I will say something on the nice list, and I will say, God bless him for keeping the electrical water pageant going.
Yes, there you go.
It seems like such an easy thing for them that one day they're eventually going to get around to why are we doing this?
I don't know. They keep building resorts over there
Yeah.
so that it has a view, So
How much does it cost? Oh, $20? We can let it run. It ain't doing nothing.
For now. For now.
Very easy.
Anyway, I'm just shocked that has not gone away. And I'm glad it hasn't. I just feel that at some point in time it's going to be like, yeah, we're going to do away with that, but we're going to do a drone show over the Seven Seas Lagoon, so you're going to love it. And it's like, just leave it the
Either way
is.
it is. Yeah.
What if it
Yeah.
launched drones from those floats?
Ooh.
Like at the big patriotic ending, and then it's like explodes with drones.
Oh yeah, like low flying drones.
Yeah,
that
And
just
it's
then
all-
you
hang
form
around.
yeah,
something
it's
like
to it, yeah.
Knight and stuff like that.
And then they
Yeah.
land and they go to the next resort.
I love the electrical water pageant. I really do. It's
It's adorable.
such a nice little thing to stumble across.
Yeah, I think again though, it really helps if they keep their tradition but just slightly upgrade it. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean,
I agree.
you know, as a whole.
You need unplanned magic. You need something that you just stumble across. You didn't even know it was there. And it was like, whoa, what did I just run across? That's what Streetmosphere used to be. That's what the electrical water pageant was. That's what the Frontierland
agree.
shooting
I think
Yeah.
that's true.
arcade was. I mean, you need something you just venture into. I'll give you another one that they got rid of that I was just like pissed off about. I mean, I guess I get it to an extent, but because it was clogging the shit. But the Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom, the little card game.
yeah.
Like,
yeah,
why?
yeah. I was bummed about that.
Why get rid of that? Like, it was so like I understand there were times where we played it where you're fourth in line and you're watching it and you just see how the whole thing plays out and you're like, well, it's not as fun because you just saw the guy in front of you do it and the guy in front of you do that and the guy in front of that guy do it. So now you're sitting here doing the same thing. So it's not as fun, but it worked. Like when you walked over there and you were the first one to that window, it was brilliant.
Very easy kind of experience to do.
Yeah. All right, so we should be tallying this up. All right, so was Disney naughty or nice in 2024? Did they get a lump of coal or do they get a gift? Did they get the gift of your money? Or
I feel like they get a gift, and mostly because I'm excited for what's coming, and so I feel like they laid a lot of good groundwork for things to come, and so maybe the gift is on its way.
Which we might speak of in 2025, which is why I would say, since it hasn't come online yet, I would say for this year, they're on naughty list. They're on the naughty list.
Ooh. Eli.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily leave them a lump of coal per se,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't buy them like a brand new car with a big bow on it either.
They are trending in the right direction, it feels like. Not completely. Like they're trending in the wrong. Like when it comes to the parks, they are still like, yeah, we're gonna squeeze you for every nickel and dime we can get out of you.
Right.
But entertainment wise,
All right, so that's the thing, right? You're right. Entertainment wise, they branch out, and like most of the things that I like, there was some things that had to do with the park. It was mainly about just what the entertainment content is. That's what sticks out to me. So if I'm basing it on that, then they did nice on a handful of stuff. But if I'm going to talk about the company as a whole, I do have to go naughty because the president said, hey, stick with the stuff that we got in a whole nother country. Like even he don't want give me no love on that. That would probably be my final nail for that. But it's really a what thing on that.
yeah.
Okay.
It's close for me. It really is close. I'm trying to.
Yeah, by no means is when I say naughty, it's not a far distance.
Yeah.
They could easily get back on track. But as far as my feeling for this year and the stuff that we've talked about over the course of the year, they're trending. They're on the naughty, trending up. But that's to be seen in 2025.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with nice list just because it's almost like you ever seen that movie Problem Child?
Oh gosh.
When you have a problem child, but finally they're showing some potential.
Okay.
Like you want to encourage them, like, okay, keep doing that. All right, you're doing better. Like try a little bit harder because I'm seeing potential. I see that you're working a little at it. You're not where you need to be. You're still naughty, but you seem to be showing flashes of potential.
Wait, I'm sorry. Are you talking about the Saints or are you talking about the movie Problem Child? I couldn't figure out which one it is.
Oh man.
Definitely not talking about the Saints.
No.
Nobody's talking about the
Nobody's talking about the
Saints,
Saints right
actually.
now.
Statistically eliminated from the playoffs.
Pretty
Thank you.
much. Yeah, they're not doing too hot.
Yeah, I'll go with nice list just because
Okay.
they're showing strides towards, okay, we realize we're going to continue to rake you over the coals when it comes to money, but we're going to start giving you things that when you pay for it and you go see it, like I can't say enough that I really do think that Pixar took a step forward with the release of Inside Out 2. I think that the MCU was dead and then Deadpool and Wolverine came along. We'll see what they do after this. But both of those brands were kind of re-energized briefly, ever so briefly. And there's a lot of stuff to look forward to on the horizon with D23 and everything, the announcements that were there. So I'm going to go with slightly nice, but being graded on a curve. Like they failed,
I was gonna say.
but the curve, like they're at a C.
They got help.
But you're being being hopeful.
Yes.
Basically, like you're giving
they
them
get a
nice,
fruitcake.
Yeah.
You're not going to get a new bike. You're not
Yes,
gonna get
no truck, right.
Right, no truck. No, you
Right.
you get all they've merited is a fruitcake.
I like that. Okay. Yeah, fruitcake. I'm
Yes.
good with that because, yes, everything comes down to what can happen. And if we're talking about stuff that is happening now, it's kind of like, hey, we're right at the ground level of said thing.
Yes.
And so, like, if you judge it on that, you go naughty. But yes, if it's on the potential of what will happen, like we do this show, we keep this a tradition, the naughty nice thing. Maybe 2 years from now, it's like all nice across the board.
Oh, you know what I forgot
Because
That's
about?
what I'm saying. Yeah.
Oh shit, I forgot about the elimination of Tom Sawyer's Island.
Oh, that's a big one.
Oh yeah,
It hasn't happened yet,
Hadn't happened yet though.
but they're talking about it.
But it's
Right.
gonna happen.
Yes.
In my
gotta
mind.
happen.
So that's where your vote?
Oh.
Are we going 75?
Do they still get a
25?
fruitcake?
Or are we still split in
Do you
2024?
still get a fruitcake? Do they get that
a
nasty?
peppermint stick?
Yeah. Do they get that nasty jelly cake? That like the little weird Jello cake that have all the weird fruit and stuff in it.
You know what? They have ruined Frontierland, and I just don't see a way out of this for Frontierland. I think Frontierland is
Gone.
yeah.
Oh no. I'm still at fruitcake.
You're so fruitcake. All right, I'm gonna stick with what I went with before, and we'll wait and see because you never know, man. This car thing that they're talking about, it could be one of the best rides in the world.
Could be.
It
Yeah.
doesn't seem to make thematic sense whatsoever, but it could be just something that's so funny. You're like, I don't care. There's a lot of great. Look, we talked about it before with Wolverine versus Deadpool. You want to sit around and think about the plot of that movie? It's not going to make any sense whatsoever.
Right. It's weird.
But it's a fun ride,
Yeah.
so you kind of overlook it.
So how do you explain Epcot? Plot doesn't make sense at all.
I don't know how Mission Space is still around.
Oh,
I
Guardians of the
don't.
Galaxy.
All that
at all,
construction,
yeah.
splitting stuff up, that looks massively confusing.
I don't know.
Well, this is another discussion.
That's another discussion for another day.
Let's-
Maybe we'll explain it. But it sounds like in 2024, the Magic Hour podcast is 50-50 and 50% nice, 50% naughty.
Yeah.
Real
Yeah.
quick, let's just run down some of the things that the Mohicans have stated. So we have John M., and there's many different interpretations, I should say. John M., he says, well, what do you mean? Like, Pete is on the naughty list, and Donald Duck is on the misunderstood list. It's like, okay, there we go.
I was talking about characters.
There he went with characters. He took that interpretation. of it.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
That's good. Leslie M., she says, Iger, naughty.
Ah!
That's it. Right off the
No.
bat.
Well said.
Yes.
And 1,000% accurate.
No
Yes.
argument.
To offset that, Alexandra D says, Rhodey. Nice.
Joe Rody?
Joe Rhodey.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
Joe Rhodey.
God, yeah. Absolutely.
And finding our California correspondent, JP, says, DCA, naughty.
Ooh.
To which I replied, okay, I'm curious. What do you mean?
Okay.
He said, it's dumb to put a California theme park in California where a majority of the visitors are local.
Well freaking said.
Good
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so that's it. So thank you guys for your input. We're looking forward to more input on what is on your naughty or nice list. Take it however you want to interpret it. If it's characters or portrayal of characters in any way, shape, or form, or any kind of concept or idea, we want to know. And we're about to tell you how to get in touch with us to do that in just a little bit. Well, y'all, we hope you enjoyed that episode of our Naughty and Nice list, our version of the year in review for Disney in 2024. Look, if you want to learn more about us, magicourway.com is the way to go. There you'll find our social media links, past episodes, and more. Also, if you want to get in touch with us to share your list, you can do so through the following ways. First of all, shoot us an email at show@magicourway.com or call or send us a text message at 1-815-MOWEEKEN. That is 1-815-
Weekend.
669-4226. And of course, we have a couple people that do things outside of the podcast. Eli does things with comics. Eli, what you got?
Oh, yes. As always, feel free to visit ivorycomics.com. You can see all the work that I have. Project Geisha, Savages, and the Molly Be Damned. All work is fully colored, 48 pages. The only ad for them is for the podcast. So that's more for your buck than what the big two are doing for you. Also on the site, you can see interviews and blog posts and a link to the Magic Our Way podcast. So you never miss a beat. You never miss an episode. You never miss who's naughty, who's nice, who gets coal in the stocking, who gets the car with the bow tie, or just simply a fruitcake. So as always, appreciate the support. ivorycomics.com. On social media, you can find me there, Facebook, Eli H. Ivory. That's where I am. If you're a real person, it's a pleasure to meet you. If you're a bot, I do not need to greet you. For the holiday wish, I talked to Santa Claus and I said, please, Santa, give me no more bots. That would be great. I will give you a whole row of cookies if you could just get the bots out of my life that's asking for my credit card information so I can buy a submarine to go to Nova Scotia. Thank you very much.
What? A submarine.
Also on Facebook, you can check out the Project Geisha fan page on facebook.com/Project Geisha. Also on Instagram, I'm right out there posting up the hearts and the likes, seeing what you fans got. EIRE504 is where you can find me there. And of course on X, you can find me at Hancock10166. So yes, if you appreciate the madness, then you're bringing me the gladness. Thank you very much.
And if you want to book a vacation in 2025, or maybe next week, I don't know.
There you go.
Good luck with that one. But I'm sure there's something they could find, right, Rachel? I don't know if they want to.
Yeah, we can definitely. Next week will be rough.
Right.
And the week after that might be kind of rough too because of Run Disney. And the week after that is actually a little bit rough because of Martin Luther King. But after that, I can definitely get you down.
Damn Martin Luther King, always messing stuff up.
The only reason I even know that is I just had somebody reach out for that weekend and I was like, oh, sure, I can always get you going last minute. Like, no problem. And then I logged out and I was like, so basically it's Animal Kingdom. And that's about it. That's the only resort that was available at all.
Oh
and even
gosh.
that was like Savannah View club level only.
Oh
Like,
my gosh.
Yeah.
So 2025. Yeah. Okay. There you go.
Yes. Anytime after Martin Luther King weekend, you're good to go. And I would be honored to help your family plan a fantastic vacation to Walt Disney World or Disneyland, the Universal Parks, Disney Cruise Line, Royal Caribbean, Virgin Voyages, anywhere that you would like to go. Major hotel brands around the world. The best part is that it costs you nothing extra to book with me, and a little piece of your vacation cost comes back to support this podcast and this fan community. And it's so excellent to be a part of it in that way. You can find me at Rachel, RACHEL at magicourway.com. You can also find me online. I'm at Our Family Magic. That's the letter R in the words Family Magic on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. You can also just call me. It's easy to do it that way. My number is 978-432-WISH. That's WISH. You can call or text me there and I'll answer there as well. So again, please reach out. Costs you nothing extra and I can help as much or as little as you like. If you love to plan your own vacations, none of that has to change, but a little bit of your cost comes back to support this community. So we thank you so much.
I love that that's Martin Luther King's legacy.
Yeah.
Yeah, messing up the vacation weekend.
I had a dream.
Whoops.
Messing up vacations for everybody.
Disney World will be full.
Because I gave you a 3-day weekend.
All
I had a
races
dream
around.
I could ride
Yes.
Kilimanjaro safaris
Yes.
3 times in one day.
Yes.
Well, not that weekend. It's going to be too busy.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
not even that.
No
Not
dream.
even that.
Oh, man.
The dreams
That's
are
a dream.
gone.
I've shut it down.
I'm going to Aruba.
Aruba.
Yes.
And look, those are definitely 2 great ways to support us. If you want to elevate your support of the Magic Our Way podcast, go to patreon.com/Magic Our Way. And another option, which only costs a minute or so of your time, is to leave a rating and review in Apple Podcasts and or wherever you access our show, whether it is YouTube, Spotify, Podbean, etc. Any way in which you can support the show is deeply appreciated. We also want to thank you for being a loyal listener, and we love hearing from our listeners. All opinions are always welcome on the Magic Our Way podcast, so make sure you get in touch with us today. So guys, look, man, this is our final broadcast for 2024. We look forward to seeing how 2025 plays out and how this conversation goes. So we want to wish you guys the happiest of holidays and a safe and happy new year. And we'll definitely see you next year on our route to show 600, which should be happening sometime in November around our birthday month as usual. So this is 556 and we're quickly approaching 600 shows. How about that?
Crazy.
Craziness. That went by quick.
Wow.
So look, y'all, we say Kwaharini for 2024. We will see you next year. My name is Kevin.
And I'm Danny.
Magic out.
All right. Nachos are on plates.
And you are. Bye!